This is gonna be short. It's not gonna be long, but this is out the window. It is snowing so hard. It is so deep. It just keeps snowing and snowing and snowing. The trees look like winter wonderland. It's like, oh my God. And of course, I go through a lot of water. I've already gone through 3 in like a week and a half since I went and got those. So now I'm almost out of water. It's like, oh my God, when is this gonna melt? Like, Jesus Christ, I don't even know when it's going to stop snowing. But anyways, I wanted to talk about this real quick because I just finished watching this movie, The Gorge. It has got so much disclosure in it. People have got to start watching these movies with a more open mind and not thinking like, oh, this is just made up, fantastic. No, this is real shit. They aren't that fucking creative to make this shit up. And then on the Game of Thrones, because I went and looked it up, so the whites, but it's not spelled like the color white, it's W-I-G-H-T. The whites are the reanimated zombies of the White Walkers, I guess, and the White Walkers, and then it's got like this whole realm. And so that's like one realm, one group of people is protecting one realm from the other realm. And so that is what this is also. So down in this gorge, there is this other realm. And so this whole little love story goes between these 2 snipers who are watching this place, which they don't know how expendable they are. I don't think. I think they think they're on a mission. Once some shit happens and they end up down in the gorge, then they start figuring out what is going on. So it's, of course, it's a science experiment that happened after the WW2, because that's where the Nazis were so, the experiments and stuff was, I don't know if it just was like really widely accepted or something. I'm not sure. But of course, so they were doing wacky experiments because they are so driven to create the super soldier, which is creating a monster that can kill the other place's monsters. So it's just, they're down there all the time trying to create monsters. And so they are, something happens, I think, with an earthquake or something, which sets their radiation or their chemicals awry. And so it creates a huge disaster where they all become these zombie creature people. Like they start merging with the world. Like people start becoming like half tree and half person. Bugs become like these giant bugs that are half people, half bug and stuff. Like everything kind of merges, which that's what they're doing. And they're doing it on purpose. But in this, it shows that it's happening by accident or whatever. And so the people realize that they aren't doing some mission to protect people, that they are there because the scientists are keeping this place alive because they are still using it and they are still a part of like, monitoring it and what's going on with the DNA and what's happening. And it's all about this, the espionage, and everybody's expendable and what they're doing, because the science is like the biggest part of our corruption. And I think that the big part of disclosure and stuff is for people to start realizing to stop trusting these motherfuckers. Like, these people are crazy as shit. And they, oh, which, by the way, now Doge is going after the NASA. So I didn't even think about that when I was thinking about the Pentagon and having all the hidden black ops and stuff like that. Oh my God. Now the amount of hidden bullshit is going to be unraveling. It's just going to keep going and going. And it's so absurd. But it's going to be so outrageous that, you know, we're going to start getting some of this back. There's something... I got an email from some senator or something. It said that this is going to be the biggest transfer of wealth that has ever occurred. I didn't read the whole thing. It was like kind of tedious, so I didn't read it all. But that is what is something else came into my mind. But you get what I'm saying. Another thing that came into my mind, so I was talking to my mom about the 2001 Space Odyssey, and so this is kind of trippy, because everything is based on perspective, man. And so And so the moon landing, I was really little. And so I was talking about this 2001 Space Odyssey, and I was like, it's so tedious. Like, I was like, when's the last time you watched it? Because it's at such a pace that is like, oh my God. I mean, 20 minutes or something to sit and watch these monkeys or these apes just do whatever it is they're fucking doing. 20 minutes to watch some woman try and use her lead slippers to not float off and her while she's serving people, like the 2 people on this ship that's going is I don't know, it's very tedious. And so she was like, oh, I think that's Stanley Kubrick. I think he's like a little weirdo or something. She starts talking about that. And so that leads us into the conversation of like, oh yeah, Stanley Kubrick, isn't he the one that faked the moon thing? So yeah, he is a weirdo. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, he's put the biggest trick over all of the people that's ever been done. So yeah, it's some bullshit. And so, but she said she completely believes at the moon landing that really happened. And I was like, see, it's so crazy because the people who watched it and went through the experience and all the lead up and all the stuff that was going on, it really seemed super, super real. But then when you get past it and you start looking at the evidence and stuff, it starts being like that ship thing that they had. Who is that didn't look like it could take off the ground. It looks fake as fuck. The who took the pictures? Why'd they take their helmets off? Like, there's so many questions that are so. How did they call on a landline? How are they talking to the president? Like, there's so much stuff that is just absurd that, you know, at this time and place, seeing the evidence, it's hard to say, like, I was just like, well, I don't think it happened. And she's like, well, I think it happened. So, but there's always these 2 perspectives of everything, you know? And they want to keep us divided on our perspectives, but it's just like, you just got to kind of let it go. And it's because to me, I was like, well, we'll see soon. Everything's going to play out. We're going to start finding out the truth about everything. And there's so much lies and stuff. But one thing that's not a lie is they are fucking actively been creating super soldiers. My stomach is growling like crazy. Actively creating super soldiers for a fucking long time. Since stuff I've seen about it, there's information of like these mad scientists back in the 40s and stuff, and that is in this movie. But they weren't necessarily, it didn't seem like they were just trying to create super soldiers, but maybe that's what it was. There was like a lot of fighting and stuff that was going on in the movies, battles and stuff like that. But anyways, I really liked the movie, and I thought it had a lot of disclosure in it. And one thing that when they were walking and they were talking about the fog, and they said the fog is what carried the contaminants. I'm telling you, they roll this shit into movies. And just remember, like, who's really in charge of these studios and stuff. And it's a 3-letter agency that starts with a C and ends with an A. And the big money comes from the corporation. And the corporation makes money off of destroying our health and stuff. So, anyways, it's all this big go-round fucking monkey fuck of a corruption. And it's all on lies and shit on us. But man, the truth is out there, and it's so crazy because they put it like right into the movies and stuff. And I think so many people watch this movie and just think, oh, you know, like they won't believe that. It's like there are monsters, creatures out there. They have been working on these super soldiers. They have already said that there is some that they think that are out, that got loose or something. So. And that's a part of their whole thing, you know. I mean, the things that they are doing, we don't want loose. We don't want these sicknesses. We don't want all this bullshit. But they just keep on doing this weirdo shit. And we're just, you know, what we want doesn't matter, but it's all going to shift. And what we want is going to matter because we're all going to wake up and we're going to say, to hell with this bullshit. And why do we want monsters out here? Who wants to be out here fighting monsters? And then they also had the drone machine guns coming out chasing these people. It's like, man, this place is so weird. My dogs are all having such an ordeal. So anyways, I won't talk very long. I'll just do this because the other one's still downloading, and I've already gone over my data amount. I had to increase it to the unlimited. I already reached that. I knew it was coming because on the one, I just downloaded 2 days or something, and it said you've used all your data. But then it said, but you're on unlimited, but you've already used 50. Well, when you buy this, you're getting 50. And I was like, I wonder how long it's going to last on here, 4 days. And so now it's, I've had to move up to the 165 a month. So anyways, that's a little jump there. But I don't know. Things are going to start shifting in our things are going to start shifting in our favor. They're going to get better. But it's a tedious climb to get there, and it can really make you feel like, oh my God, and beat down and stuff. So anyways, the other video is still downloading. This one's going to go on real quick, and so you guys aren't going to know that I was talking about this movie. And so anyways, it's called The Gorge, and I just watched it on Plex. I don't know where all it is, and it's a 2025 movie, so I don't know when it was released or anything, because I don't ever see commercials, so I don't know, stuff like that. So however you can find it, if you can find it on some channel or whatever, there's lots of them where you can buy and rent movies on these different platforms and stuff too. So anyways, it's called The Gorge, and it definitely had truth that is I've been talking about. So anyways, I guess that's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm going to go watch some more stuff, and I'm done crocheting. It's snowing like crazy. The dogs are bored as can be. I have to keep telling Stella, I'm telling you, we're not going to stay living in this garage. I'm going to get you a bigger yard. I'm going to get you a bigger place. Things are going to get better. But trying to get dogs to believe you is like, but at least they're not just sitting right here in my face like they were. Just standing there staring at me like, what's next? What's next? It's like, I'm going to lose my mind. That's what's next. So anyways, I will let this go here, and I will talk to you later. Just remember what we're doing here, because it's important. There's a lot about disclosure. There's a lot about that, but that's what you're doing here is learning how to love yourself. Oh yeah, because what was that one? Oh yeah, I forgot to say this earlier, because there was a comment on something I had said. I said, it was a video, if somebody is treating you bad, it is it's kind of how, I can't say it exactly how I said it, but it was kind of like, if somebody's treating you bad, you got to realize that when you care about yourself, you wouldn't let those people into your life. So that is projecting how you really feel about yourself. So when somebody's treating you bad, you got to look at yourself, not at them. However I said it. So somebody had come into my comments and said something, well, they'd stay married to this person no matter what, because they took a vow, and they start going on this whole thing about God and Jesus, and they took this vow and stuff like that. And so I said, well, we have very different perspectives, because I believe that the Creator wants you to learn how to love yourself and prioritize yourself and have value for who you are, and not value somebody who is treating you poorly. And so then they DM'd me to tell me, more about their vow and how important that is, and this dedication to God over. It's like, that is wacky, man. Like, to say, like, I'm going to stay in this terrible, but I remember I felt like that in my first marriage when I woke up to the, like, what in the hell, but the vow thing was really eating at me. I was like, well, this is what I'm here to experience, I guess. I can't leave. I can't go anywhere. But it got so bad that I finally did. But anyways, I do understand that concept of, like, I made a vow. I got to stick to it. But there's also, you gotta rationalize or realize, and prioritize yourself. You can't just let people treat you bad. And no matter if you've made vows or not. So I think it's all a part of the healing. It's all a part of knowing your own value. So remember what we're doing here is learning our value, learning what matters, and learning how to love ourselves and how to love everyone and how to have a loving day, because I'm telling you, it's totally up to you. So I'll talk to you later. This will probably be on quick, but I'll talk to you later. Bye.